my damn thing here. God damn it. Today's not my day with fingers here.
Just a bit of commentary. Rocky's apartment from Rocky 1.
And 2, and Balboa.
And 2, and Balboa.
Because you're sad like me.
One of my favorite scenes is when he comes down and he stretches out right on the corner in the gray sweatsuit. He right there on the corner where that cable is going in. We see Rocky stretching out. Another scene that really captures the joy is, of course, I'll put it that way, maybe you can line it up. You'll see Adrian standing on the porch giving butt kiss to Rocky. And for me, that was one of the happiest moments. Now, something in this picture you don't know. In this bag is a set of curtains for Rocky's apartment and the blue t-shirt that says "Win, Rocky, win." And this is the original Rocky 1 where she gives him the t-shirt. But they had to cut it because of time. We then see the t-shirt later in Rocky 2 when he's training.
Oh, yeah.
That's when she's come out of the coma. And
right, and she says,
he focuses then, doesn't
right.
he?
And then we all think when we see that on him, it's from Adrian, win, Rocky, win, right? But that's not necessarily how it originally came about. And I have pictures that show Adrian giving Rocky the shirt in the apartment from Rocky 1. Anyways, this is one of my favorite locations.
He wears that t-shirt when he's doing the skipping, isn't he?
Exactly, in the gym. Yes.
He goes hell for leather.
He does. He really, really does. Yeah, this is just one of my favorite locations. Not much has changed. New doors.
Yeah.
New doors.
Rail's still the same, isn't it? Railings are still
Oh, yeah. To the right, you're going to see is the alleyway from Rocky 2 where the guys are singing. And right in there, okay? Yeah. Right here at the corner is where the guys are singing.
Take me back.
Exactly.
Where,
Take it
here
back.
on this
right
corner?
here. I'm going to go back around and come down again.
Yeah.
I just got a guy behind me. They get very particular if you hold them up. You get a good shot of the bar up here. Coming up, it'll be on your left-hand side at the traffic light. It's called Bentley's, but back in 06, this is the Lucky 7.
That's where he chucks the bloke up against
Exactly right. Right up against that gray wall. It
What'd
was
you
red.
say to her?
Yeah.
Get a
You
job,
see over there?
bum.
You see her over there? Yeah, you owe her an apology. Now, the interesting thing here is that Rocky walks in the door, but when he walks in the door of Bentley's place, he's walking in the door of the Boost Mobile. That used to be a scumbag bar back in the day, and it was dirty. That's why Rocky went into that bar, because this bar right here was too nice. Now, you see that place right across the street with the dishwashers out front there?
Yeah.
In 12 Monkeys with Bruce Willis, that was Brad Pitt's home for the 12 Monkeys.
Right.
That was their base of operations.
Does that make Jim as well better?
No, it was not. It looks like it, though.
Yeah. Corner look the same.
It does have that similar look to it.
So do we go? Do we see the house from Rocky 2 as well? The one that he buys with Adrian?
As long as the street's open, yeah. The street, they've been working on the pipes underneath, putting new water pipes in.
Right.
So it's hit or miss, but we are going to go there. And
that's when he says, "Well, I like these numbers. They almost add up to 9."
Exactly. And they do actually, in fact, add up to 9.
I know tonight.
Yeah. I thought he says 90 in the film. He says like 90, doesn't it?
So you can imagine Rocky and Adrian walking up this sidewalk right here by the first set of steps.
Yeah.
This is where Rocky says, some people think being shy is a disease, but it don't bother me none.
Yeah.
So that's there. There was a building here on the corner, a big brick building.
Yeah.
And Rocky, in the opening credits, after he fights Spider Rico, he comes walking underneath. The guys are singing right here, Take You Back. Do 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 do, take you back.
Yeah.
So of course he takes a swig of the booze, he spits it out, and then he comes walking up the street. To our left is where Frank Stallone comes walking out in Rocky 1. When Rocky and Adrian are walking up the street, Frank says, Rocky goes, "Hey, the bum from the dock, get a job, you bum." And then Frank walks down here. Rocky 2, he marries Adrian, carries her in his arms right at the middle of this street. The warehouse is gone at this point. Right. The guys from the corner are in this little alleyway. And they go, hey, Rock, what's going on? Oh, yo, I just got a little married here, you know? In that scene, as the guys are around the barrel, is a very petite, blonde lady.
Yeah.
That is Sasha Stallone, Sly's first wife.
Oh, nice.
That'd be Sage's mother.
Yes. That is correct. All right, here's a homeless camp here. Here's someone dancing for money on the right. There's a very sad pupil.
Yeah, we get them in Bristol too, Mike.
Do you really?
We get them there.
Yeah,
It's not.
Don't you think it's every big city that has a fair-sized population?
Well, yeah, you got the bad and the good, haven't you? Everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
We've got them in London camping out in the parks and all that at night.
Yeah. Makes it a little dangerous. But then again, I'm not going to parks at night.
No, nor am I.
Yeah. That's, you know.
You're going to discos.
I think those days are gone.
Man, I tell you what, by about nine.
Didn't he, I don't know if, well, you've probably seen it, Mike, but in the sequel to Saturday Night Fever, Staying Alive,
Oh, of course.
Stallone plays a cameo, doesn't he? He's walking past because he directs it, doesn't he? And he's walking past
He sure is.
Travolta, doesn't he? He's all dressed up.
He's got that goofy, furry,
Yeah,
big,
like
whacked
he's-
out coat.
Like he's got in Rocky 3.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I remember that bit. It's pretty good.
Yeah, Sly's got a flair for dress, I can tell you that.
What else I was going to ask you, Mike, was did you ever meet Burgess? Did you ever
No,
meet
Burgess passed before I had gotten really heavily into. I mean, I was heavily into this from 11 years old,
Yeah.
but Burgess had passed before I
What
really
year
got
was that? Was it in the
90,
98, wasn't it?
90 early 90s.
Oh,
Early
I know where
90s.
we are now.
So the bridge in back of me, Rocky, Gazzo picks up Rocky, and they drive him down here. Now, that's a new bridge in back of us, the blue bridge up at the top of the street, but that's the same location. Rocky's bouncing the ball. Buddy drives the Cadillac. Rocky gets in, and they come right down here. This wrought iron fence it went the whole way down, and not that you guys need to.
Is this the one which says, I bust your
I should have.
I should've
I've seen you
broke
do this before, Mike.
Oh, yeah. So Rocky, there's the fence, okay, that went all the way down.
Yeah.
You can see the curb, it's got the stone.
Yeah.
The stone went all the way down.
Yeah.
And of course the brick street here.
Right.
All right, where Rocky's standing with Gazzo is all the way down there by that yellow diamond sign down there.
Yeah.
That's where it was. Of course, new fencing, U-Haul bought it over and all of that.
Yeah.
There were train tracks there, and you could see how the train tracks come right up to the edge of the sidewalk. Now it's a parking lot.
Right.
So that's where, of course, Buddy says, "So long, meatbag." And then Rocky says, "I should have broke your thumbs." And then we hear that sad, slow song by Bill Conti.
Yeah.
Now this is called Heroin Alley, and this is where, here you got a guy overdosing right here. You know, it's just one of those things that are a little on the sad side. And you just never know. He was just checking to make sure the guy wasn't dead, that's all.
Yeah. It's all spice as well, nice.
Oh, yeah. He's all strung out. Right about here, this is where Rocky yells, "I should have broke your thumbs."
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the worst streets in Philly. And it's a little side street, doesn't get much attention, but
Yeah.
some things just never change.
Yeah, it's sad to see, but
Yeah.
you know, it's
Facts of life.
It's just life.
It is a fact of
You just
life.
hope that there is somebody out there that kind of does, you know,
They
care.
can turn themselves around.
Well, exactly.
Because people
Maybe,
do.
maybe he's
surely
never
do.
Maybe he's never seen any of the Rocky films.
You know what? Maybe not. Maybe not. And that's why it's like, oh, look at this poor thing.
I mean, in the last year, I've lost my dad. I've lost my gran.
Yeah.
And it's been that quote. It ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit
I agree.
and keep moving forward is an absolute inspiration.
Now, what happened to you? would break many people from this neighborhood. But you see, you have an inner strength where you didn't make a mistake and get into drugs. Okay, that's mistake number one. Then when you're on drugs, maybe you decide to hold up a liquor store or whatever because you lost your job, because you made the decision to go on drugs, because an outside influence like the passing of family members affected you very deeply.
A lot of people,
but now you have a strong constitution, so you're not going to maybe go here.
More than that, to make sure my mum was all right.
Okay, even better.
That was
even better.
That was my priority.
There you go. And so you see, other people don't have that focus.
No.
They don't have that, you know? And so they have nothing to hold on to. Your mom, in a way, to me, that sounds like it was a North Star for you to focus on her care.
Yeah.
So maybe a lesser person would have gone out and gotten drunk over their sadness and then said, oh, this isn't enough, I need to do this drug or that drug. Next thing you know, you're fired, you lost your job, and you're homeless, you're at the soup kitchens like these guys. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you agree, Mike, but obviously you see in prisons a lot, but when guys get into like weight training and things like that, that gives them like a...
Of course it does.
It gives them discipline, it gives them like a motive.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was a cop for 5 years in my hometown.
Really?
Yeah, I know very well about that. I watch men transform themselves.
Of course, yeah.
Not everybody. Some are career criminals in their heart till the day they die.
Yeah,
they get bigger, faster, stronger in jail, and they become a better criminal when they get out.
Yeah.
But I've also seen it go the other way, where I've seen men and some women, they actually went into amateur bodybuilding competitions because they were in jail for 3 years. So, you know...
it's like what Mickey said, it gives him some motivation.
Exactly. Exactly right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is in life, you never know who's going to be the one to rise above. Because many people we think that are going to rise above, they're the ones, quite honestly, that fail sometimes, and they can't pick themselves up, you know?
Yeah.
So it's interesting the way life can play out for some.
Of course, yeah.
Mickey's Gym is coming up on the left-hand side. And what I think I'm going to do is go down. I got to go down 2 blocks, turn around, and come back up because it looks like I got some parking. Right here on the left-hand side is Mighty Mick's Gym.
Nice.
Okay, you can see the wood above. Yeah, we'll come back. I'll pull up on the side here. We'll get you some good pictures.
Nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely gutted, Meyer. They tore the patch store down.
Well, they had to. They did it last summer. They had to. And... It had a partial collapse in the back, and homeless were living there, and they were afraid someone was going to get killed. So what they did, they had to tear it down. But I was doing a tour, and I've gotten to know many of the people in the news and whatever, so they called me and they said, hey, Mike, if you're in town, would you be up for doing a little interview at Adrian's?
I saw that video.
In the middle, there was a backhoe tearing out the building. So it was very sad, whatever. So... the news said, okay, Mike, give us your thoughts on why Rocky and why the pet shop meant so much. And so I said, yeah, okay. So I gave this great 3-minute interview about how Rocky and Adrian kind of flirted and talked with each other via the animals, whether it was butt kiss, whether it was the birds or the cats or whatever. There was a protection in the pet shop itself that allowed Rocky and Adrian to move about where normally they wouldn't talk to each other because they were too shy. But we see each like them. So I was using some very big fancy words, and it was great. Like I done very, very well. So they said, yeah, it's going to be tonight, 6 o'clock news. News is only a half hour. Yeah. So I call all my friends, my family, tell my wife, everything. Tonight, 6 o'clock news. Okay, so we're all watching it. 29 minutes and 30 seconds into the news with 30 seconds left. Today, Adrian's Pet Shop is gone, and we have a special goodbye from someone from the old neighborhood. And they have me there, yo, Adrian, we did it. And that's it. And everybody goes, great interview, Mike. Yeah, really great. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I did all this stuff, and they only shot. Shit. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
So, right here, obviously, Mickey's Gym. Right there is the bar where it's... It was only a pet shop, or it was a pizza shop, and they never filmed inside. They used a location out in Hollywood. Rocky comes out the open door, stands up against when he loses all his money, and of course he looks up to Mighty Mick's Gym. If you guys want, get out on the sidewalk and we'll take some pics.